Hello, everybody. This is Nicole Whitlock with eCom Sellers, and it is June the 8th. So we are getting ready to work on our next design, our next print on demand design, and continue to develop designs. So the assignment this week was, of course, to create, if possible, for new designs before the end of the week or by Saturday, if not a minimum of three, and to have cover cluster photos, showcase images for all of them. So today we're going to talk about a couple of other features inside of Canva. Not that we're again creating anything super fancy. Not everyone knows how to use Canva, and I am not an expert. I've done a lot of stuff in Canva, but I'm always learning something new. So um, if you feel like, okay, I can't get this, just take your time and stick with something simple. So a couple of things that I wanted to point out about Canva for 2 days. Look, first, before we do that, what questions, I keep forgetting to do that first. What questions does anyone have about their project, their assignment? Anyone need help with? Um, want me to look at anything at all? I'm opening up the floor.
I was having issues getting my card, like figuring out how to set up the cards so they print out on an 8.5 by 11 sheet.
So what size are they now?
Right now, the cards are 3.5 by 2, but formatting them in Canva, so it's like 10 to a sheet.
Okay. So you've already extracted them out of your, like the individuals that you designed, and
Yes.
you've put them in, like you added them because you were doing your cluster or main photo.
Yes.
So what you could do, like there's a couple of templates that are out here, and you can, so you could look at some of the templates, which is one of the things I was going to talk about today anyway. So there's a couple of templates, and one of them is flashcards, and you can use them as a basis to get started. If getting started with the template becomes complicated, you can just click on one of those and hit delete, delete the stuff out of it. So under education, I think, yeah, they have flashcards. So they have some that are already sort of semi-ready to go to some extent. And so if you want to start with a blank flashcard and go from there, what I would do is download them and re-upload them to an 8.5 by 11, drag them from if you can't, get them to resize for you, and then drag them to your 8.5 by 11 from your uploaded images, and space them out from there. But here's a couple of templates. So you said you were doing, you're doing 10 to a sheet.
Yeah.
10. This one. So I think this one is 10 to a sheet. So what I taught my son to do is we do cheat. And what I mean by that is I told him to, once he uploads his elements, because uploads his images, because he couldn't figure out how to make it do this on its own. So it would come out when you print it out on 8.5 by 11. So this is already, I think, this is in inches. What is this? 8.5 by 11. Close enough to 8.5 by 11. A little bit over 11. A little wider than that. Yeah. So I would definitely potentially resize this so it is a perfect 8.5 by 11, but it is a little bit bigger than that. And then what I told him, I said, okay, if you can't figure it out, once you got your images uploaded, is you can come and take one that already exists and just delete them out and bring yours in. That's a fast way to do it. And then that way you don't have to worry about, okay, did I get this right? So I can go and grab my uploads, which I don't know if we have any uploads. What are we doing? Okay, so I can go and grab my upload. and delete this and just fit it in there. And so that was the trick that I taught him. As I said, so you don't have to sit there and try to figure it out to make sure it's right. Now, I would also encourage you that if you once you get the template size that you want, that you save it so you always have access to it. And if you plan on always doing 10, so if that's going to be your go-to, then save that template so you can always uh, be able to pull it back up and use it over and over and over and over and over again. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
So that's, it's a cheating way to do it, but it's a fast way in some cases to do it. You can also, if you wanted to create your own grid lines on here, like so that you could always have it as a reference. So, but this whole thing, I don't know why it's not directly 8.5 by 11. So I'm gonna go and choose this, and I'm gonna do exactly 8.5 by, 11 by, 11 by 8.5, and resize. Okay. So if I did not have one, see, the most of the ones that I've been looking at, or the ones that we're doing, are the 8 and not the 10. So still looks like the sizing is off a little bit, but you can probably move it up just so it fits perfectly. Move these up so that when they get ready to print, the perforation works. If you can find one that's already that's an easy way to cheat and to do it. That's your fastest way to do it. Otherwise, you're going to have to hunt to actually find the exact one, the exact template. And I think, let me see, what's the Avery form number? You know what the Avery form number? Because I'd never searched this way. So this would be new, but do you know what the Avery form number is? So you're doing, that's 8. That's 8. So I know how to do the 8. Um, 10.
It's 8371.
8371. Well, let's just see if it's already in here. Templates. Go back here. Home. Templates. I don't think they're going to find it. Yeah, I doubt it. Oh, so and there may be another way to get to it. I'll ask my VA because she works with Canva way more than I do. She may, unless somebody else here knows another way to get to it. The way that I taught my son was just to go find a template. So when you go to home, go to templates, pull one up that's already what you want, which we're doing the 8 and not the 10, and make sure it's already 8.5 by 11 and use that. That's my trick. So he saved that and he can use it over and over and over again. So I don't know if that helps, but I will tell you this: if my VA, like I said, who's really great at designing stuff, if she knows of another trick, I will share that tomorrow for sure. If that helps.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Any other questions? Anybody else? Okay.
Another option for the cards
Mm-hmm.
for the 10 on a thing
Mm-hmm.
is if you create a design at the 11 by 8.5 and you go in, I'm trying to remember where it's at. I'm not on my computer this call, so I can't remember.
Mm-hmm.
But it's maybe under grids or something, and there's all the different photo ones, and they have all the different numbers of photos, so you could pick one that has the 10 pictures on it.
Okay.
And then just drag and drop the pictures that you uploaded into Canva into there. sometimes it works fabulous and sometimes it does not. So it's
Okay.
an iffy. And I don't know if it would line up with the Avery form exactly either. So that'd be the other thing on
Yeah,
that.
that was the thing, because I know that most of the templates that we've played with, they fit perfectly. Like the ones, if you use template, you start from that. They fit perfectly, most of them. If you pick 8.5 by 11, they fit perfectly into the AV form. So someone already did the work for us. And so I just told my son, go grab one of those and delete out theirs and drop in yours. And he's like, okay, thanks, Mom. So that way he could do it quickly. So you're saying go to the photo. Let me go here. You're saying go to the photo. Just resize this. And so in photos.
Not in photos.
Okay.
I think it's still in elements.
Still in elements. Okay.
I think is what it's under.
It's under what?
I think it's under grids. GRIDS.
Oh, there you go.
There. Yep. And you scroll through those and you find one that has the 10.
Let's see if you got one that has the 10. Not yet.
Yeah, I've never tried it. Yeah, it goes up by each one. I've never gotten up to 10, so I have no idea.
Yeah, I've not gotten up to 10. We've done 8, we've done 6. So you could try that for sure. I don't see one yet. I see, well, this is not even an 8.5 by 11. So that's more of a square now. But
Yeah.
so you can keep scrolling
Oh,
through this.
is that 10 there?
This is, yep.
Or is that,
But what size is it?
right, yeah, that's the other thing.
So this looks like it's 10, but it looks weird to me. I don't know. It doesn't look like it's right. It could be me. Yeah. So they look long.
Right.
So if they're supposed to be
Yes,
long,
it may not work.
it may
For
not
sure.
work. Are they supposed to be long like that? It looks like a long card compared to what I did. So try both ways. And again, I'm going to ask my VA. I'm going to submit the question to her because she is always doing stuff for me and always doing stuff. And she'll tell me, oh, no, you go here and you do this and this. I'll be like, okay, thank you. But yeah, see, these don't look as long. The one that I did, they don't look super duper long. So I don't know. So try that. See if it works for you or still an existing template. Resize it to 8.5 by 11 and go from there. And that may help. Tony, where is this? I don't know where this phone is. I got to turn it off. Okay. All right. So what I was going to talk about today, ironically, was the templates and that hat trick. I call it a hat trick of helping you to be able to use the existing templates to create your flashcards, or as a reference point in the future, or for whatever it is you want to create. So again, when you go to home, you can click on templates, and then you can choose what you're looking for, the types of templates that you're looking for, to help you, get the perfect size to print it on the form. Make sure that when you drag and drop it over, that it is the right size for 8.5 by 11, and it's not something else, unless you plan on having your customer acquire a different Avery stock number. Then the other thing that I wanted to talk about real quick is, oh, I don't know what happened. Did we lose everybody? Admit. Okay. I admitted whoever that was. Okay. The other thing that I wanted to point out was um, one of the things that we saw when we were looking at like Teresa's recipe cards is, you can add several layers to an image. And being able to learn how to move something to the front and to the back. For some people, they're like, I don't know how you did that. And so everything is just sitting on top. One sitting on top of the other, sitting on top of the other, or sitting on top of the other. And so I wanted to just show you two things that might help you depending on what it is that you're trying to do. If you find an element or an image, a photo that's in your free photos or your free elements that you like, but there's some extra stuff in there, one of the things that you can do is if you find that image that you like, you can clear the background of that particular image. So I'm going to try and find one where I can just take the thing. Okay, so this is a circle. Okay, so I want to clear the background of this particular circle donut. I just want the donut. I don't want the gray around it. I can click on Edit Image once I've got it highlighted with the purple edges around it. And I can click on Background Remover. And if I click on Background Remover, again, I find something I like and I want to include it in whatever it is that I'm about to offer. Then what I have now is this donut that has no gray around it. And I can move this donut and use it however I want, anywhere else on my page, however I want to use it, based on whatever it is I'm creating. So if it's my cover photo, and maybe I'm doing donut recipes or baking recipes, and so I want a donut and I want a cake and I want all the stuff that's on this cover image. So this is a donut. Let's go see what else we can find. Let's see if we can find a cake. But I don't want one of these cakes. I want a cake that is, I think this one's, so this one's already has the background cleared. But let's say that there was a cake. Let's say I wanted this one, but I want the background clear. So again, I can click on Edit Image, clear the background. So I can just keep the cake by itself. And if I'm going for a red theme, then I can go after whatever the next thing is that I want to make, ice cream or something that happens to be red themed. Okay. So now I got a cake. Oh, I got some extra stuff there, but anyway, I'll deal with that later. So now I've got a cake and I've got a donut. I can sprinkle donuts all over the place, maybe get some more donuts. And so I wanted you guys to know about the fact that you can, if you find an image that you like, but there's some extra stuff in it, you can clear the background on that. And then the other thing is finding an image that you like and you drop it into like your main photo. Maybe you're remaking a new for your new listing that you're creating today. You are working on the main photo, the primary photo. And you can't figure out, let me do baking, how to get that to be the top thing. So let's say, and I do this all the time, superimposing images somewhere. So let's see. None of these really go with what I'm about to do, but okay. Oh, this is cute. So if I wanted to drop a cake, so let's say I take this one. Okay, so it's in front and my stuff is in the back. And I'm like, okay, how do I get that to be the back? Well, the first thing, if I'm going to say that this is going to be the whole image, I'm going to expand it, grab the corners and expand it so that it becomes the whole image. Then the other thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to left click on it, and you have two of these options. You can send it to the back so that my donut and my cake reappear on top of it, and I can move my donut and my cake around. Or I can send it all the way to the back if I have multiple images stacked on top of each other. So it's left click, send it to the back. I do that again and send it to the back a second time. Now I have my donut. And so I wanted you to know that, if you find an image after the fact and you want to try out new background images, if you've already got the top or the front that you really want to keep, the thing that you want on top of whatever the background image is, you can grab the background image, not have to start all over again, and send it to the back. So make sure it's the thing that's highlighted. It has the purple edges around it, and just send it to the back so that way you can bring your other images that you like to the front. So this one would be one if I was doing a cake kind of thing. Let's see if I can find a cake that I can, it's from a top view That's not quite from the top view. I could put in the middle. I could put my donut in the middle, but that's not really where I want to go. So here's like a birthday thing. And I don't know if I'm going to get it perfect or not. So I'm going to grab this. Let me see if it'll let me clear. Because it has a shadow effect, I don't think it's going to come out right, but we'll see. So we'll see if the cake by itself comes out without the plate and without the shadow. I don't know if it will. So if you can find one without the shadow, probably have a better chance. Just trying to figure out what to do. Okay. So it didn't do exactly what I wanted, but again, if I wanted to place this thing right there in the middle, it would be perfect. So you need to find an image, of course, of a cake that does not have a shadow on it so it can come up perfect. You can also do a Google search for cakes. You find one that you like, cake, you. Okay. So here's some cakes. So if I wanted to grab this one, and as long as it's royalty free, you can do a search just to see if it's royalty free. You can always tell, like sometimes I'll have things at the bottom, but so I could grab this cake, drop it into import it into my images, clear the background, and put it in that center around all of the flour. So I want you to know that there's some other things that you can do to help spruce up or improve your cover photo. And those techniques of one, for your cards using an existing template and replacing those based on the size of your flashcards, whether it's 2 up, 4 up, whatever, 6 up, 8, 10. And two, taking images and being able to clear the background and being able to push the image to the back or to the front so you can create your cluster photo. Okay. So I want you don't have to try this yet. You can always come back and next week maybe consider incorporating it or figuring out what you want to do. And just see if there's pie from the top. But just giving you some, oh, okay. Nope. There you go. That was like, oh, perfect. But giving you some ideas, some ways in which you can spruce up whatever it is that you're doing, whatever you're making, as far as your cluster photo is, because you're going to be making them over and over again. To get the text blocks on there, I did this, I think, in the first, second, on the third session, I feel like. You can grab one of the elements if you want to create a text box with some background. So if I wanted to move this up to if I can just get my mouse to there you go. And I want it to be part of my header. So I just grabbed a box and I can change the color to whatever color I want. I'm not doing anything fancy. And then I can put my text on top of it. If you get to a place where this, your text is underneath here, remember you can always left click on anything that has the purple square around it. And once you do that, oops, then you can always send it to the back so that your text will show up and come on top versus starting all over again. Because I was working with someone and they were like starting all over again and again and again. I'm like, you don't have to do that. You can just send it to the back or send it to the front, or you can delete it and re-grab it again. Either one of those works for you. So get the text. My other son just came home, and take the text, put it on your block, and do whatever you want to with it. Okay. I can make this text white. If I want to. This happens to be a grouped image, so I'm going to actually do something real quick. One more thing. I was going to show this later, but that's all right. I'm going to ungroup this. So I'm just going to make it big so I can use it. If my mouse works. Be my mouse. Come on. Oh, there we go. No. Okay. So this is grouped right now. And I need to ungroup it. So there we go. I'm going to delete this because it had a little bar down there. That's some extra stuff. And I don't have enough space. There we go. Oh my goodness. Come on now. There we go. All right. So the other thing is I can grab the sides of this and make it go all the way across. And I can also move this up. If you don't want to drag and drop it, you can use your arrow keys and just move it up and down, do whatever. If you want to change that font style, you can do that. If I want this to not be all lowercase, I can change it so it's not all lowercase. I can do mixed case. If you want to change anything, so I clicked on effects, sorry, so you know where I am. I clicked on effects and I can change this, to be curved. I can choose, so if you wanted to write words around the pie, which is pretty cool, I could do that. Not trying to make it so it's super fancy and super overwhelming, but just letting you know that you have some things that you can do um, to spruce this up and make it work for you. Okay, thanks.
Mama.
So, see how I did
Mama.
that?
Mama, how you doing?
I'm fine, Nicholas. I'm in the middle of a training. How you doing, buddy? So
You have to go to church at night.
we'll see. We'll see. All right. So I hope that that's helpful. I want you to know that you can play with the features, you can play with the effects, animation when you're at the place where you want to create like a moving image. Perfect animation options to slide things in, have things move from the left to the right. All of that stuff you can do it with words, you can do it with images. It's perfect. So play with the elements, play with the effects, play with sending things to the back and to the forward, play with clearing the background if it makes sense for whatever it is you're creating, so that way you don't feel like you have to recreate the entire thing all over again, because I know how frustrating that could be. Okay, so what questions can I answer, if any? I did want to point out this little circle thing. That means you can rotate your thing any way you want to. Use the little circle. So just sharing that as well.
None, but I did find the right size grid. So thank
All
you.
right.
Good,
Yay.
Sorry.
Okay. Shh. All right, Nicholas. All right. So use this to help you as you go from doing super simple, maybe just every time you create a brand new cover photo, try one new element feature. Don't try to do them all, because again, I'm not trying to have you spend 3 hours on one image or 2 hours on one image or more than an hour on one image. I want it to be a gradual progression to getting more comfortable with using the tool and getting faster at it. And so just bring in one new feature, maybe this week, or you could try it next week, so that way you kind of get more familiar with Canva. And then the following week, we're going to introduce you to another editing tool. You're like, no, I don't want to learn any other editing tool. You don't have to use it. It's just an option. Okay. Anything? Anything at all? All right. Later on this week, we're probably going to spend 2 days on eRank, maybe, or Keyword Spy, or what's the other one? Lord have mercy. Google Trends. I think Google Trends is probably going to be the easiest. And so we may start with Google Trends, but we're going to start learning about some of the keyword research as well. All right. Okay. Well, I hope that was helpful. Last but not least, sorry, Lyria, I have to re-record session 1. So session 2, 3, 4, I feel like maybe 5 and 6 are up there. I have to go double check. But she is slowly getting the rest of them up there, putting together a process she's not used to doing every single day. She's used to doing them once a week. So she's getting those caught up, but I may have to re-record session 1. So you'll see session 1 pop up there sometime soon. Okay.
Thank you.
That's all I got. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Thank you.
No, thank you guys. Good luck. I want to see some designs tomorrow. All right. We'll talk later. If you need anything, just let me know and I can jump on early.
All right. Thank you.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Bye bye.